Hello guys, and today we're back with another episode of our FIFA 13 career mode with Spurs. And on yesterday's video guys, you managed to hit 45 likes within the space of, I don't know, even before I went to bed. So, it's amazing. So I thank you all for that a lot. Trust me guys, I do. Because just going, before you go to bed, none of you guys have a YouTube channel, but if you do, you just you check your channel, see how it's going, and to have that many likes and comments, it was amazing. So thank you all for that, and it's much appreciated. So anyway guys, with this first game we go into, we score a lot of goals. I think we do anyway. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure we do score quite a few in this game. But like I say, this team that we played against now, I've actually never heard of, because I don't know why I actually haven't heard of them. Probably because I haven't played FIFA enough yet, or something like that, or it's just an unusual team to come against. But I've never really seen this team before, and so at the start I was like, whether it's going to be an easy game or a hard game to beat them. But I thought, well, this was the Champions Cup game as well, so I was like, well, I'm in a what's it called? That is it called like a table? Well, you could. Oh no, I was in a group with PSG, and so I thought, well, what you normally do have in a group is have two good teams, and then two teams that are not as good as those two teams, and those two teams, the better ones always seem to go through. And I was sort of thinking these were going to be not as good as me and PSG, and so obviously I came into this game and we won. We scored a lot of goals, so that wasn't too bad. And so Balotelli here taking a nice penalty for us, because he had the best penalties by far with 94, which if you do have Balotelli, by the way, or if you don't have him, well, if you do have him, what I'm going to say now is he's a really, really bad player. You see that goal there? A nice little flick, and then into the bottom, off the post, and in. And if you have Balotelli, guys, I would well, if you do, you'll probably understand where I'm coming from. He's a really bad player. And if you don't have him, then obviously by that, you do not want to buy him. Trust me, you do not, because I looked at his stats the other day, and I was like, right, what's his pace? 83. Not what I was looking for. His finishing was about 89 or something like that. But I was checking, and I was like, well, let's have a see what his work rates are. Low defensive, low attacking. And you can tell in game, when you see a ball go, he's so lazy, he doesn't even run for it or anything. It's terrible. And so with that, I just really don't want him anymore. And a lot of people are telling me to get Gabbiadini, which obviously MGH has him and he uses him. And so what I might do is try sell Balotelli if I can, and use some extra bit of money to buy him, because he does seem like a really good player to use. And so if there's any other strikers that I want to buy, I definitely want to sell Balotelli, because he's a really bad player. And so anyway, in this game with QPR we drew, which with QPR, to be honest, I actually thought we might have pulled a win easily, but unfortunately we don't, and so just wasn't that good, sorry. And so in this game again, we swap out a couple of players, because I just want them to get a bit of rest and have some players to save up for the next game, because the next game was against Man City, and so against Man City, it's not going to be easy. And if you look at the team there, you had Polly in midfield, who in this game, that Matuidi, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he is from PSG. I'm sure he is, because I'm sure when I've been trading with him on Ultimate Team, sometimes I always go onto PSG and check his inform, and I'm sure he plays for PSG. But if that's who I think it is anyway. And so he scored a goal, and he played really well this game. And Polly scored as well for them, which we sold Williams to him, that left back, and now we sold Polly to them. I'm sure we sold someone else to them. So they've bought more or less all our players. And a lesson to be learnt, I'm sure this guy's from PSG as well, I'm not too sure about that, but there's a lesson to be learnt about playing against the computer. They will score when they want. Trust me. You can play against this game now against Aston Villa, and on paper and on just looking at each other's teams, you'd think, right, Spurs are going to win, and you'd think they'd win easily. You'd think they'll win quite easily, but unfortunately we don't, and that's where FIFA, in my opinion, messes up, because if you have two teams like going head to head like this, and you have some 70 overalls in their team, whereas in our team I think there's two 70 overalls that are playing this game, right back that I decided to put on, and then that Fernandez guy who I took off, and everyone else is like 80s. I've got 290s, 390s now, and realistically I should have won that, but I didn't, and so obviously they win and it's all messed up. And so this game against Man City now, I thought it's going to be a hard game, and you'll see in a minute that's why I sort of changed, so I had Ronaldo up front and put my better squad on, in my opinion. What? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, Oh no, sorry. I didn't do it in this game. That was the next game, which is against PSG, and I thought I was because I decided to keep the stronger team, which in my opinion, stronger team is with Bale, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Cristiano Ronaldo up front. Which, like I say, Balotelli not a good player, so that's why I sort of play him in these games, and maybe play a different player at striker soon. But like I say, I really wanted to play Cristiano Ronaldo and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the next game to secure a win, which you'll see in a minute what happens. And also, guys, you guys in the last episode said you're getting quite bored of this series so far. And to be honest, I'm not going to say I'm annoyed at you saying that. I would be as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the season, and then what I'm going to do after that is think of another team to do. Maybe a lower league team or just another team in the Premier League, or take a team from a different league and put them in the BPL like I did with PSG one time. That was pretty good, and so I might do that. It depends. We'll see how it goes. But so yeah, and also guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, which I'm guessing some of you don't, because you'll see in a minute when I mention it. Last night on Twitter, I was raging a lot. I won't say a lot, not as much as some people do on Twitter when they get beat on FIFA. And also here I changed the formation to a 4-3-3 because the striker position was a centre forward, and I thought maybe that's why Balotelli was moving behind a bit more. And so I put it as a striker. He'll move up the field more and get more involved in getting more goals. So that's why I changed it as well. And so like I say, if you don't follow me on Twitter, which I'm guessing most of you don't, but if you do, you'll see that last night on Twitter I had a bit of a rage over this game right here. This game was just unbelievable. And when I said, computer score when they want, they do. You see that Corker getting the first goal, and I was like, Corker, one of our best headers on our team. He always gets us the goal when we need it, especially from corners. You can definitely tell from previous episodes. When he makes it 1-0, I was like, right, 1-0, I really want to, keep this 1-0 lead. I want to, but you see the pass around the goalkeeper, it just wasn't right. And that's Sissoko on their team as well, which he's a really good player. And so in this game as well, Sissoko was able to catch up with Ronaldo. And if you listen to me if you watched the last couple of episodes, I mentioned how Ronaldo doesn't feel like he has 94 pace. Sissoko was catching up with him, and he had 94 pace. I'm sure Sissoko has something like 80 something. But come on, EA, you got to sort this out. And Bale makes it 2-1, and at this point I was like happy. I was like, Bale, you would have won. Let's bring it back. We're going to try to keep this now. And obviously that's not going to happen. And you can see here, over free ball to Pastore, sorts it around the goalkeeper, and didn't make it 1-1. And so, like I say, this whole game was, obviously I didn't show the whole game when I showed the goals, but seriously, the computer score and they won. It's not fair. But anyway, guys, I'll leave you here, and then anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.
All credit to everyone involved here. The game could have been called off, really. They played it, and aren't we glad they did?
Yeah, the weather was poor, but the pitch was good, and the play was even better.